I do
like a
kind of see
Power
what you're
Rangers thing.
saying.
Yeah.
Make it a little bigger on the stream here as we are getting into the draft. But yeah, you know what? I see exactly what you mean. It feels like a Team Rocket vibe almost,
Yeah,
or like a
something like
Danny
that.
Phantom, right? Is that the guy who presses the watch? Am I right?
Maybe, sure.
Okay, wait. I'm
I
gonna
think
Google
that,
it.
Yeah, I think it might be Ben 10, but I'm
Ben
not sure.
10. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
The guy with the watch and he like turns in all the dudes. This feels like that kind of vibe coming from their logo. I totally see it. They're the Ben 10 of CBLOL.
Yeah, and Cruzeiro like the classic football league thing. So
Yeah, and whoa, and they got Pantheon. Whoa. Oh yeah, okay. You know,
wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Second.
Wait a minute.
Oh, picks
what?
are flying by. What's going on? Okay, we missed a bit of the draft there, but Pantheon got picked up for Chucklax. And Aphelios and Udyr come out on red side in the first rotation here. Olaf is banned away, and that's the only jungler that got banned. So interesting stuff there, but actually a lot of interesting bans. Zoe got taken away, Lucian as well, and a little bit more focus on the mid lane this go around. And that is going to get Pantheon through the draft.
You know what? I was looking at this. I was going, VRX. Hey, we were talking about this earlier. VRX probably win this game. I really like the way they play with pressure. They give over first round Pantheon. Then they first round Aphelios Udyr just to get Udyr dunked on by Azir. Oh my lord. They might win this game. They might. I still don't want to count them out, but they are losing draft so hard right now.
Cruz wins these. Cruzeiro wins these. Let's go. But yeah, they couldn't give Nosferus Zoe. Understandable, right? They don't want to give Chucklax over Gragas. You have to ban Olaf if you're on red side. And those are just things that they were kind of locked into, pushed into there, and they get punished for it big time. They get the control mage and Orianna. Or back in the bans now, something that has been traditionally lost by the red side. So we'll see what they're able to accomplish here. Volibear bans? What's going on, Dia?
Yeah, I guess you don't want Trucklax on that neutralizing laner. I don't really feel like Trucklax has been the star, so this is a little bit of a question mark, especially because he's one of two people that is likely to receive Pantheon. I suppose Pantheon jungle, so maybe one of three. But Volibear seems like a little bit of an odd ban, especially when it's totally answerable.
Yeah, it's a very answerable pick here. And they could look to come back at the Kai'Sa ban. Makes a lot of sense here on blue side. However, red side gets that first pick, right? So you're looking at first pick rotations, but you already had your Aphelios, so you're banning ADCs away. Top lane gets the works here with 3 bans in the second ban phase. Look at all the top lane bans. What's going on? Matsukaze looking for their top laner, I believe. I think, I think both sides are looking for a top lane. I think that Pantheon is going jungle here. I think that might be why they banned away the Volibear anyway, but Thresh locked in for Was. All right.
Yeah, I like Was on anything that can bring utility. Gives a lot to the Aphelios right here, and is a sort of soft counter pick into what we already have locked in for Hawk on this Rel. Callista is being hovered here. I've seen this considered before. Samira, though, much more the meta answer, but so often something that gets shut down. Cruzeiro are taking a bit of a gamble, but right now they're so far ahead, you can afford to take these.
You can't afford to take these for sure. Now they just need either top lane or a jungle or whatever. Yeah, okay. I think that's going to be Pantheon jungle here, Dia.
You can flex him to one of 800 places. You can flex him into the enemy team if you want to. So
yeah,
I see no reason why not to bring him into the jungle. Bring a lot of gank power to your lanes, especially bot lane where you want to be shutting down that Aphelios really early on. I see this as a total win for Cruzeiro in terms of map pressure.
Yeah, 100%. But Anivia gonna be a little what Anivia? Wait a second.
Actually locked in, right?
Wait.
Yeah, actually locked in.
What's
up?
Okay. Is that Anivia top? What's going on here?
That's right. That's right.
what's the
That
move?
is how things work, huh? Well,
Yeah.
that's an interesting little development in the situation, ain't it? Wow. Okay. So,
Is this legal? Is this a thing that's legal? I don't know.
okay, how
Can
does
FNB
this...
play Anivia top? Can we get confirmation on the Anivia top? Is that something we can get confirmation on? I'm getting confirmation it's Anivia top, so they're gonna play Anivia top here, Dia. What?
Okay. I do see it as having a good lane into Ornn. I think it's a kind of inting into Pantheon. I think that giving over such a free gank seems a little bit odd, but maybe you're expecting that pressure to go bot side, and you do get yourself a composition with really, really good disengage.
So normally what we see is like perhaps Ornn and Ornn's brother Volibear going at it up in the top lane. They fight a lot. They fight often. Normally they're sisters in the mid lane, just kind of ignoring them. But I guess FNB is taking Anivia up in the top lane, and they're gonna duke it out up there.
You couldn't find
Phoenix.
Yeah, you couldn't find one person that could stand the cold, so you just take another.
Yeah, you just take another one up there, but yeah, wow, this is gonna be something else, a real treat for us here as we find out how the Anivia Ornn matchup goes. I'm feeling very vulnerable as an analyst. This is not a thing, right, Dia? Right?
No,
right?
this isn't a thing.
Yeah.
I'll look to chat, of course, to tell us if we're trolling, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that Anivia top ain't really it. We do have very, very nice. We do have some very nice skins hitting the Rift. I do really, really like Nosferos's skin that he's pulled out. Big fan of all the Elderwood ones. I feel like they bring... The other one that I really like is, what's that called? The one that all the witches wear.
Coven.
Coven, yeah. I think Coven's a really nice skin line. Because they bring that sort of smooth vibe. Wow, that's actually pretty in favor of Cruzeiro here. Given that there's an Anivia top, Twitter seems to be pretty confident.
Yeah. As soon as FNB locked this in, it was like a million tweets dropped for Cruzeiro. Yeah, Cruzeiro wins these.
Yeah.
Oh man, fans of VRX were like tweeting, go Cruise on this one. That's gonna be a Cruise victory there. But love the synergy between the solo lanes for Cruise, with the Elderwoods that you mentioned. That's good stuff. That's just good synergy.
Now, go ahead.
No.
I was going to say...
that was the whole point.
You must know, however, at this point, that Battle Made Rel, I cannot abide by. So Hawk, making a little bit of a misstep here, may cost his team some points in the fashion game, and actually cost himself a few health points with a little bit of a misposition. Does have the dismount to keep him relatively healthy, and even put some threat back onto Was if he wants to look for the remount. Ward in the Bush spots it out, and Was will be able to back away here. And on a knife's edge is the bot lane, as ever, in a Rel Samira lane that have a lot of kill threat. But I trust that we're not going to see too much explosiveness until Sting or Yampi makes their way there.
I would say that's probably the correct decision there. Level 2 hit very early for the range top laner of Anivia, who's now crashing this massive wave into Ornn. I don't know what Ornn's... Okay, so does Anivia just win these?
I mean, certainly with Sting not ganking, yes.
Yes, right? It's just a range advantage. She's got reliable CC into an Ornn. Wow. Okay.
You could really put anything top as long as the jungler never comes. Because the problem with ranged top laners like Anivia isn't that they are ranged or inherently flawed in some way. It's just that they don't have mobility to cover this really, really long lane. And if the jungler never comes, it's never a problem because Trucklax isn't going to be able to reliably engage on his own. He might actually get dove here.
What? There's no way.
They've got egg.
No way. All right, so the wave killer comes through from FNB. He's on a ward, though, in that tri-bush. They were expecting
Trucklax
this
stays
somehow?
around, flash stun, and
No
Trucklax should go
way!
down.
Come
Last
on
auto,
now.
and they flash
He
the game
lives!
over one more time. Yumpy manages to survive. VRX are
That's
smashing this top
incredible.
lane. What is going on?
So he teleports back into the lane immediately, but FNB lost no health. He's still full health. He's still up in the top lane. Yampy picks up the scuttle, gets some healing off of it. Okay, he's gonna reset. I was worried they were gonna like dive again or something crazy, but no, they're gonna reset and go back with their victory. What is this replay? Yampy with the third person. Let's get in there, buddy. He walks over the ward, and he immediately gets seen. Trucklax is like, this isn't happening, right? Surely not. He starts walking back. Yampy walks in. Flash stun onto Trucklax, goes down. 1 turret shot, 2 turret shot. Here's 3, and he lives. What?
I cannot imagine the amount of tilt in Trucklax's brain right now. Getting dove at level
God.
2 by an Udyr and a Nivea just is not something that should ever be in your books as a forge god. Like, he gets taken down by a Cryo Phoenix and a man in a bear costume.
For sure. If you had said those words to me at any point in season 10, I would have said you're crazy, Dia, that an Ornn top gets dove by an Anivia and an Udyr, and the Anivia is the top laner. Sounds insane, but it just happened before us in CBLOL, and that's the type of thing you can only expect from CBLOL here. And now we're down to the bot side, where VRX is having a pretty good time down here, especially since the Samira hasn't hit level 6 yet. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, they might just be finding their fight. Dismount does force the flash out of Was. Sting and Yampy are both making their way down here. I think Yampy might win this 1v1 weirdly enough.
So,
and
yeah.
Hawk is getting taken down in the meantime. PBO does have the S rank, but no ultimate to actually use. And VRX picked themselves up a pretty free kill. You know, just yesterday, I was thinking to myself, before I came to CBLOL, I heard so much about their pocket picks and how they can just blow up a game and they need to be respected. All these bans need to come out, and I haven't seen that. It's been such a meta year. I'm so sad. And then we get into this day, and we get the Anivia top. We get Udyr taking down Pantheon in the jungle. This is exactly what I was hoping CBLOL would be, and I'm so happy right now.
I'm very happy as well, especially since FNB picked this and is actually succeeding on it, right? Earlier today, we saw the Jace locked in top lane. While that's not necessarily... Oh, okay. Full engage here from Trucklax.
I don't think he wins these. I'll be honest with you. There should be a stun
Wow.
here. No, okay, never mind. Knockup comes
Okay.
down, and the ignite
The
is
egg?
down. There's still
You
a
can't kill
full
the egg.
egg form to chew through, though, and Yumpy's here to cover. So much time was bought off that, and Trucklax, as much as he burns everything that he has, he does not win these. Was is here, ready to collapse. Nice shockwave finds too. Crastiel does get bumped back as Hawk has now arrived, but fight already seems a little bit doomed. The Was does get taken down there, and the backup is here on time. That's a huge dismount, and 2 big kills go right back over to Cruzeiro.
Yikes, and FNB had kind of buried themselves in the middle of the river there as well. Had to flash over the back of the Baron pit. That doesn't feel very good in this lane, where there wasn't a lot of safety for the VRX top laner in terms of like just not getting ganked by the Pantheon. So they blow flash there. Not great. The fight continued there in the mid lane for quite a while. Yampy eventually getting destroyed by Nosferis, who had to themselves flash over the wall. So a lot of flashes burned in this fight. In fact, I think the total was like 4, something like that. So quite a bit of resources used there, and no actual objective garnered yet. That Rift Herald hasn't quite spawned yet, but yeah, pretty crazy fight overall. Gold lead essentially even.
Yeah, this is still a very, very even game, like you say, and I think it bodes well for Cruzeiro. I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know how this dynamic really plays out. I do feel like it's worth saying that PBO is not going to have a great time into Anivia either. And this game could just get really, really difficult if FNB is allowed to free farm, if this isn't punished by Sting, and VRX are playing around this really well right now.
So FNB way back in the lane. They don't have tracking onto Sting, So there's no real safety here.
And he's got level 7 rather.
Yeah, he's got the ultimate available. So you're trying to stay safe here. FNB is staying out of vision for the time being. Here's Yampy, who was previously on a ward. They swept that though. They back off, try to go for something mid lane maybe.
Return to the scene of the crime, trying to find Sting. They
Yeah.
did not win those last time, but there were also supports involved, so maybe it goes a little bit differently with Jungler Pantheon. Despite out farming Yampy, hasn't stood out to me as something that is particularly ban-worthy. Maybe we see this get through a little bit more later, although, you know, Pantheon, I don't know. This might be just the early game Pantheon that I was expecting that we don't really get in late. I've seen him do some disgusting things later on in my solo queue games, but I feel like it's not representative of actual competitive.
Possible. It is possible. VRX looking to pressure. This Rift Herald, here's the fight.
Nosferus is over the wall. Big ultimate. Knocks up 4 members. Does Ornn. Matsukaze is relatively untouched in the backline as FNB is shooing through with the Glacial Storm. Sting goes down to the last auto, and VRX are just kiting this out. Cruzeiro find and engage, but it's not enough.
Not quite enough there. Yampy picks up the Rift Herald in the back end and walks away with that scot-free.
I cannot believe that VRX... I saw that Call the Forge God, and I went, oh, okay, so just VRX lose these. And they didn't.
They did not. Yeah. No, they kind of got big-brained on the draft here. I guess the Nivea top is, like, super good. I guess.
We'll say it. Well, sure, why not?
But also, just Aphelios early game, also good. Better than Samira, apparently, somehow. But Jax Dragon, the game spawning in 30 seconds now. And VRX is trying to get some control around the bot side of the map, and they have pretty decent control now with the vision game in their favor. So maybe they'll be able to pick this one up. Reset coming through from Crastiel.
Yep, he's looking for Hawk. Wasp flashes for the hook. Nice Blade Whirl from PBO to deny the connection. Will mean that its support stays alive, but it's flashless on Hawk as this dragon does approach, and there's push in every lane right now. There's a really weird swap coming through, but Crastiel teleports down, and well, FNB's gonna be here to cover your mid lane, I guess. So
yeah,
there's always
they have
that.
2 mid laners.
Yeah,
they get the bonus mid laner. Nothing going on top lane right now for VRX, but nothing really needs to, unless Warren can somehow get this entire turret in the time it takes VRX to get Dragon and drop this Rift Herald, which he will not be able to.
Give this over to Matsukaze and Crastiel. God, this is money.
It is money. They get everything. They get the first turret. They get the Dragon. They maybe lose their top turret. No, they're not going to lose it. Yeah, it still has 3 plates on it. They're not even going to get most of the plating off of that turret. So, yeah, VRX making giant plays here. That's going to get another charge. What?
That is so rough, actually. That's such a huge chunk. You know what just occurred to me? Even if VRX are behind, like fully behind in this game, and Cruzeiro are winning, they're stomping them, VRX can clear waves forever.
Yeah.
They've got Aphelios, Anivia, Orianna. There's nothing to fear here.
Yeah, they even got the Phoenix stance, but yeah, they got a lot of wave control, a lot of just anti-siege, right? So they can hold on to these turrets for as long as they want, and they have the scaling on their side too, so not a good situation for Cruzeiro.
Matsukaze, where did he go? Oh my lord! Okay, we do get the shutdown from Sting onto Matsukaze. FNB is going to find himself in a lot of trouble. Does have a blast cone to buy a little bit more space. Does he have the passive? Oh, he has a lantern. It doesn't matter. Was has joined the fight. Yampy very quickly needs to disengage right now as Was finds himself without a flay. Hawk without an engage though, and Crastiel has shown up. Huge Emperor's Divide from Nosferus finds both Was and FNB, but FNB goes right into the egg form. Does get taken down by Trucklax's arrival, though, and VRX are being clapped slowly but surely. The CC keeps them in the fight, and Sting finds another kill to finish off, finishing at 3-1-3. Cruzeiro might have just found the injection of gold that they needed.
Good stuff there from Trucklax, and a good rotation from them for sure. And oh man, FMB almost got out. In fact, he really did. Just kind of went
Mm-hmm.
back in and ended up getting, well, last hit there at the end of the day. Not enough damage coming out of the Anivia quite there. And big plays from Sting. A lot of damage coming out of the Pantheon. We're still pretty early in the game here, folks. It feels like this game's been going on forever. But no, we're still in the land of the Pantheon, still in the land of that burst damage coming out of the champion. Gore Drinker completed from the Pantheon. So yeah, he's on a tear. He's on the snowball dream.
Yeah, right now he is one of the first 6 mythics items completed. It's interesting to know where those do come from, since we have both junglers, both mid laners with theirs, but top and bot respectively is as much as FNB has been getting a lot of prio in the lane against Trucklax, it hasn't actually converted to a CS lead and has put him a little bit behind in the mythic game.
It really has here, and um, I think it's just down to him rushing out the tier 2 boots, but
Mm.
also having to go for 2 starting items with a tier. I think overall it's probably worth it for him. You know,
Yeah.
you need tier if you're a mage. Um, the Oriana has one as well. So you just have mana issues if you don't have this item. But yeah, the late mythic doesn't feel very good. So they get it now and they go for Everfrost. I'm confused. What's going on?
What is happening right now? I was
I
fully expecting the Leandries, but I guess you want to play like this peel back game. Gives you AP on its mythic passive, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, you get AP for each stack, but nobody builds this. Yampy's in PBO.
And there's not a whole lot PBO can do against Udi or stuns, but the S rank is just there for PBO in a moment. Yampi might get taken down before that. PBO does finally have the Inferno trigger to pull, but Matsukaze goes down. Was not quite found by the edge of that. Crastiel on the edge of his very own Shockwave finds himself a double kill, taking out Samira. The PBO not long for the world. Hawk takes the last auto, makes it a triple, and Crastiel salvages that play for Vorax, and now they get to push down this top lane turret.
Yeah, they're gonna get this one pretty handily too. Trucklax trying to get the defense down. Oh, here's
Everfrost.
Sting as well. Everfrost, everybody
Forced the
gets to use
flash,
the
so
active.
worth, you know?
Yep, worth. Definitely a goodbye. There for the Anivia. I don't know. FMB is big braining both Cruz and me tonight. So, what's going on? I don't know. 20 seconds next on the Infernal. This is Soul Point for Vorax. Looking like they're not going to have any trouble picking that up. Although Crastiel is, teleporting there out of the midline. I was about to say they're having trouble finding their way out of the fountain, but now they're teleporting out and they're right where they need to be. Wow, that turret just dropped to minions. Wow.
Yeah, a
Okay.
little bit unfortunate to
Cool.
miss out on that goal, but we got a fight coming up. Glacial Storm does get dropped
Jeez.
basically nowhere as
The
Crashiel gets yeeted
lantern.
out of the fight. That spear barely finding Yampi at the end actually is crucial for Cruzeiro.
Yeah, it really is. And Cruz are going to find the first dragon of the game here. No opportunity for a contest for Vorax, as the MP died in that fight, I believe, to a spear from Sting, which brings their score line over the 5-1-4 mark there. Looking super fed now in the Pantheon. Still not even at 20 minutes, right? Normally the conversation around early game junglers is like, when is he falling off? The answer is not yet. Not yet at all, but Crastiel eventually going to have their day in the sun as the scoreline is looking equally as dominant, but they will not be falling off quite as hard, right? Still pretty good in the mid lane, or in the mid game, sorry, is Oriana. So they'll be lasting a little bit longer. Will the game make it to that point? I don't know, Dia. We're about to find out.
Yeah, this seems like a battle of picks that we haven't really seen yet. Anivia top versus Pantheon right now is what the game is balancing on, because everything else is a known quantity and the team comps actually seem to go together pretty evenly. If we just take a look at things like Ornn, Azir, Samira, Rel, you know that composition wants to engage, wants to have fun, wants to go in. Vorax maybe a little bit scrappier. They have a lot of team fight to turn with things like the Thresh, Aphelios, and even Oriana with the Shockwave. These are even team compositions. You throw in these two wrenches into the plan, and I'm not sure what we're coming out with at the end.
Don't
Crastiel
know
looking
either.
for an engaged Gravitum, doesn't quite land, but
Ooh.
there is a big shockwave onto Sting that splits him from the rest of the team. The shutdown does go over to Was as VRX find the pick once again onto the jungler, and they have the Rift Herald available to them. It's not much, but it's something.
Will be something here. They'll have plenty of time to be able to get this. As it despawns at like almost 20 minutes or something like that. But Trucklike's going to get a free tower for his trouble. Continues to push in the bot lane, but in the side lane to match his FNB. As that Rift Herald falls. A little bit of an assault mounted mid lane there from PBO. Looking for that mid lane turret. They should be able to find it, as I believe it was relatively low health. Yeah, here it goes.
Yeah, should be within a few waves of dying right now. And we've reached a little bit of a point with the Rift Herald going down, with the waves just being cleared, that both teams are forced to play the positioning game, scale up a little bit. You'll take a free tower if you can get it, but there's nothing to fight over. Then you just certainly don't want to lose a fight right now and give over gold for the next objective that will come up. Oddly enough, VRX have ceded complete control of the mid lane, and we said they could clear waves forever. Not if they're not there.
Yeah, not if they're not there to clear the waves. They're elsewhere on the map, like bot lane. We're just running back from the fountain, and that's going to make it difficult for them to clear the waves mid lane. So they're not going to be able to do that. But Oriana still scaling up quite nicely with the most CS in the game. Sans Azir, who has a couple more. But mythic items completed for everybody now. It's been a bit since that happened, but man, take a look at the Lucidity boots. Almost everybody has Lucidity boots. I think there's 3 on
Yeah, they're
the
really
Rift
strong,
right now.
eh?
4 actually, yeah. But yeah, they're pretty insane. If you have cooldowns, you kind of buy these boots, and that's about it. It's the end of the story. But oh, there's 5. I keep seeing them. I keep finding them all over the place. There's a lot of different red boots, but
We got to get a
here are
meme for
the
that next what is it called?
definitely.
Next week. We got to get
Why
the Lucidity Boots meme.
everybody's wearing red shoes? Why is
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
They all
FNB
just want to
has
go home.
yeah, right. FNB has the lion's share of the damage total right now at 10,000. Closest next is Sting with 9. So a lot of damage coming out of the Anivia. That's just down to AoE. And to be honest, is a lot. What that really says to me is that Sting is doing so much of the map right now because not a lot of AoE from the Pantheon, right? But tons coming out of the Anivia. So it makes sense that Anivia is doing the damage. It doesn't really make sense that Pantheon is. He's just kind of killing it right now. Ooh, Hawk might eat the hook here. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, you got to be really spooked as Hawk, because as much as your rel ones, you don't have a lot of ways to proc the aftershock. If you do get hooked up and CC'd, there's not really something super easy right now. Grand Skyfall does manage to buy time against that Rift Herald, and Sting takes 0 damage in return, which is real nice. That's a side effect of playing Pantheon. Are we seeing another Baron trade here? Because Vorax do have first rotation onto this Infernal if they want it. They're even teleporting in to maybe try and secure it with FNB, but Cruzeiro are positioned ready to take Baron if they do turn. This is a really sticky spot.
It really is. Dragon's up, Baron's up. Vorax are going to rotate onto Dragon, cruise onto Baron, but Vorax are going to leave Anivia to solo. Yeah.
I think Anivia can do this, doesn't have the teleport to move up. Hawk engages, though, gets a huge 3-man stun, but Vorax are cutting this out expertly. PBO has the Inferno trigger, but gets stuffed by Yampi, and now is being chewed through. The Immortal Shield Bow gets popped, and Dragon is still falling on the side here. FNB secures that cool as a cucumber, walks away with the free objective, and Vorax fight it off on the other side.
All right, so far FNB is locked in Anivia top, built Everfrost, and solo to Dragon. What's happening? He's doing literally everything I would have told you FNB could not do. I don't understand. I guess, all right, what can FNB not do that he's going to do in this game? Base race the entirety of Cruz and take the Nexus before them. That's what he's going to do next. I'm going to call it right now.
I think that might genuinely be it.
It could happen.
We
right?
can't seem to call what this Anivia is going to be best at. Vorax actually, though, seem really practiced it with it, which is weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Um, Once again, I feel super vulnerable as an analyst because whenever a pro player does something like this, it makes me think that secretly it's like meta or something, and I just didn't read about it. But I'm 90% sure. 90% sure this is insane what's happening right now. There's just no way. But anyway, I'll stop gushing about FMB now. The dude's cracked. He's really Crassiel. It's like hard carrying this team, so I don't want to like shy away from him too much. It's just that like, yeah, like you just soloed a dragon. What the hell? Next dragon's up in 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, excuse me. And then that will be Infernal Soul for this team, which is good for them. They're not necessarily lacking in damage, but it's good to have more upfront damage. You talked about the wave clear. This team doesn't have like a ton of burst necessarily.
I agree.
They definitely do, with different guns from Matsukaze, Q from FMB, but more of a sustained damage team. So the
Yeah.
Infernal is going to be helping them a little bit.
Like it's not like Kog'Maw where they don't have burst at all. They definitely have chunk, but not 100 to 0.
Yeah, sure. No assassins on this team, nothing like that. So um, the Infernal are going to be helping them out a little bit.
Ooh,
Yippee!
yeah,
Woo!
that's the Azir into Udyr special, by the way. The Emperor's
Oh
Divide
yeah,
just being burned and Yampi not being able to find the engage. Looks really good from Nosferis to not get picked there, but is a really crucial cooldown that Yampi didn't have to burn.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have an ultimate, just kind of runs at people. But does burn Emperor's Divine here. Ooh,
Really
here's the
nice hook
engage.
onto Hawk. That's a big chunk to get knocked up, but there's no follow up from Cruzeiro. And there's a teleport to back them up from the man, the myth, the legend, Crastiel. Was lands a hook, does not end up following it up. And VRX do manage to continue to secure priority around this Baron. They haven't actually cleared out the vision, which is a crucial step in making this worth it. But they are getting mid priority right now, and the opportunity to lay down vision that Cruzeiro then have to contest with no ultimate on Azir and no ultimate on Ornn.
Good stuff here. Yeah, the ultimate hits several members of Vorax. It just wasn't adequate as an engage tool there. The Call of the Forge God, but it's on a pretty short cooldown. It's almost halfway back up. Sting has like a G2 freaking emote or something. I don't know what that was, but anyway, he's taking Gromp away now. It was like a world's emote or something. What's going on? But and no one was around. Anyway, I'll just I don't know. Was that secret code deal? What's going on right now?
Maybe it is. He's communicating to his coaches.
He's signaling to the Vorax staff that now is time to int. So then he's gonna PayPal them. I don't know. Something's
Yeah.
happening, but Vorax are shoving it down mid now. With the wave clear, they'll be able to get through this pretty quickly. But here's Cruz with the defense. Hawk saying, no, 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 that's illegal. You may have a gold lead, but you don't get to shove out. Your role is to clear waves and scale up for the time being. Approaching 30 minutes. I think once we pass 30, that's when Vorax just goes like full like finally turns on. Is just like, oh
Nightmare
wait,
mode.
we're late game. Yeah, we're late game. Let's do it. Let's pop off now. But it's frustrating for Crastiel, who has been at that point for quite a while in this game, right? Oh, here we go.
Oh, we got another
Call the Forge
engage that
God.
isn't quite followed up on one more time. Hawk does stun Yampi and pull him back in, but the damage isn't quite there. Big shockwave does bring Trucklax back in. When Nosferis goes huge, trying to scoop back Was, only finds the support who stays alive for such a long time. That Glacial Storm is putting in such a huge amount of work, though. A double kill goes over to FNB, and Yampi is sprinting at you. Udyr Bolt is here to stay, looking for it. Doesn't quite find the
Wow.
rest of the engage, but it's a 2-for-1 right now.
Look what's
And
coming
one of
up.
these teams has their jungler. It's Vorax, and they are on the Infernal Dragon.
Oh yeah, yep, that'll be it. And it's not solo this time for FMB of Vorax. He's got the rest of the team with him. Just Wasp went down in that fight. The sacrificial thresh, if you will, with the grapefruit chroma. But they do get this dragon soul, and there's no opportunity for the Baron take answer back for Cruz. And this is a huge lead for Vorax. This is basically the game for him, Dia.
Yeah, this is Only 4K is not the most insurmountable gold lead we've seen, but the fact that they have the Infernal Soul on top of it, the fact that Cruzeiro seem unable to answer all of the kite back AoE damage that VRX have is something that we couldn't have expected, but seems to be ending the game in front of us. Ooh.
Definitely does. Yeah, Yampy Lantern's out of there. Dangerous situation for them trying to get the vision. But this Lantern's been so clutch for Wasp this game. Look at was that damage numbers?
Yeah, that was
Wait
damage
a
numbers.
second.
Matsukaze, he's untouched, right? You're trying to kill FNB, and Matsukaze's like, that's right, I am late game Aphelios.
Wait a second, I have a bunch of items. I can kill them all. And then he just kind of did. Chucklax's side lane has teleport. FNB does not, which is going to put that Ornn in the side lane for the time being.
Oh, he got
Baron
Infinity
play.
Edge. Matsukaze
Wait,
just picked up the Infinity Edge.
No.
This is the doom
Yikes.
time. Once the Aphelios hits the 3 items, it is really all downhill from there. Chucklax is starting to power up the mythics, and Baron is started for Cruzeiro. A questionable call, I think, but we'll see if they can make it work. Chucklax is literally not doing the Baron. He's just forging items at the moment, and Sting's taking up quite a bit. Falling to half health as the Pantheon is risky. Yampy flushes in and steals it! Turns this completely around, and Cruzeiro now have to salvage this play, but they can't. There is a 1-for-1 right now. Matsukaze gets lanterned in, almost takes down Chucklax, but the hook falls just short. Crastiel is cutting off the rest of Cruzeiro, and they cannot back away. VRX want these kills. All right, well, never mind. Blast Cone over the wall actually lets them get away pretty easily.
Yeah, they get the Blast Cone out there, and there goes the Azir turret to cover their escape. But, oh man, that was a fantastic steal from Yampy, and he doesn't make it out of that one alive, but the rest of his team does. That means 4 members of VRX have the Baron empowered buff now. That... just what a play. Crews were really rushing down Baron too. It seemed like they were going to be able to get it. Nosferus ult came out, expertly avoided with the flash from Yampy, and he gets the seal down. Check out the Observer, giving him some love there.
Oh yeah,
and that's good stuff as he finds his way around the base wall. But yeah, Yampy really opening the gates on this one. That's just good play. The power play hasn't really been put to good use yet, but they are about to change all of that. Down goes this mid-inner turret, I would imagine. They have a lot of wave clear, not a lot of siege potential, though, so this might just be them clearing waves, but in a further up position, maybe?
Yeah, I want to say that once FNB gets there, they actually can siege, just throwing out the CC, but it feels weird because it's not the poke siege that we're used to. Matsukaze does have Calibrum, and it doesn't feel like Cruzeiro actually want to try and play that game as to whether they can siege or not, because if VRX do find 1 CC landed onto you, there's plenty more to follow it up, and they will take you down. So right now, they are clearing waves in that further up position, but it doesn't feel like there's a big answer for Cruzeiro.
FNB takes a red, rotates down bot side, trying to put the squeeze.
It's 800 magic damage.
Cruz. Yeah, no big, almost 1,000 damage, but on the single Q. And yeah,
Rel's looking for the engage.
Crastiel
does have a flash. Really big ult from Hawk, but once again, as is classic with Cruzeiro, they just cannot make anything happen off of it. Huge Azir wall does find Yampy, but doesn't quite take him down. 4X haven't actually lost a member yet. The health bars are just a little bit too high, and they will survive, taking down 2 for their trouble, and be able to break the base of Cruzeiro.
FNB got that inner turret down bot lane, immediately teleported up the lane mid, runs up for the support, but it was too late. Matsukaze already had the double kill, and now they're ending the game.
That's a big wall. Okay, Sting gets hooked by the death sentence, gets stunned as well. His one-directional invulnerability has run out, and seems like so has Cruzeiro's time, as we are going to get Sting coming out of the GA, being taken down. The wall finishes off Hawk, and VRX style on Cruzeiro with the Anivia top lane. They pad the stats, they pad the kills, and they pick up the win where nobody thought they would.